But one semester, my sophomore year, I took a weightlifting class. Now, I played football in high school. Actually, I was more of a tackling dummy during practice than I was an actual player. The score is 104-5. I can go in now. Mom and Dad, take a picture. During warm-ups, I would roll around the grass just so I looked like I played, you know. Yeah, it's fair. But in the 60s and 70s, and still to this day, what ends up happening is a lot of coaches have this, you know, kick your butt mentality. They don't have any sympathy for the fact that you're not good enough yet. And so either you're a winner or you're a loser. They put you in two categories, and there's no grade, right? But I took this weightlifting class in college, and the instructor was this really cool, funny guy. I looked forward to going and lifting weights. I looked forward to doing aerobics. I looked forward to having my butt kicked. And I vowed from that day forward that if I'm ever involved with anything that comes to health and fitness, I'm not going to be like those coaches from the 50s and 60s that, you know, you put us in categories of winners and losers. But with this guy, I wish I could remember his name, but it was a very, very powerful semester. I just liked him. So I always looked forward to the class, and I would always go. And in the course of the semester, I went from sort of a, not chubby, but I had kind of a belly and skinny arms, and all of a sudden, good day. I would unbutton the shirt, but I don't want to scare him. As you can tell, the ego's got bigger as well. So, then I moved to California, 1980, and I had $400 in my pocket. Can you imagine going from Rhode Island to the University of Rhode Island, and with $400, 2 suitcases in my stereo, couldn't bring my speakers because they were this big back then. Yeah, I'm going to have those shit, Mom. Thanks. So, you know, I moved into this friend of mine's sister's place. We slept on the floor for the entire summer. I had no money, but I was a trained mime, which really impresses the parents. My dad did a cocktail party. What's your son doing? Well, he just cured cancer, and my other son is the CEO of 4 companies. What's your son doing? Oh, he's doing mime at the pier. It's very impressive.
No.
Working for dollars, you know. Those were the days. It's all true, though. But, you know, early on, I had all kinds of jobs. I was the mime at the pier. I was a carpenter. I was a handyman. I was a dishwasher. I was a waiter. I was a go-go dancer at Chippendales. Yeah, I went out between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., so you could tell like 5 people in the club. Yeah, we got a couple of stragglers and homeless guys. Get in there and dance with them. It was a living. So, you know, the interesting thing was, when I first got out to California, it wasn't about exercise and fitness, it was about surviving. And so I had to do all these different kinds of jobs, and it wasn't easy, you know. But the cool thing was about California, which didn't exist when I grew up, was there were public gyms on every corner. Now in Rhode Island and Connecticut, the only place you'd find them would be at a university or a college. But the cool thing about California was they were everywhere. And in those days, they were doing $99 for a year's worth of membership. And I walked in, and I saw my first aerobics class, and I went, oh, this is good. It's all women. Why would I not want to do this? How you doing? Yeah, great. What instructor? What's your name? Oh, hi, what's your name? What are you two doing later? Thank you very much. So I was also an actor, you know. I wanted to be Brad Pitt and Jim Carrey at the same time. So I went to acting classes, and I was on a couple of small movies, and I was in a couple of commercials. But it really wasn't it wasn't really happening for me. And then I was training my boss one day, and my boss introduced me to Tom Petty. And Tom Petty called me up, swear to God, hi Tony, it's Tom. No, really, bro, who's this? Tom Petty, yeah, hung up on me. Ring. Dude, my buddy picked up, my roommate. Dude, I really think it's Tom Petty. Hello? Hi, I was talking to Harlan. My wife and I are going to go on tour. I'm not in great shape. I got to get off the drugs. And can you help me? I said, sure. So before you knew it, my average day was getting up and training Tom Petty and Billy Idol and Annie Lennox and Stephen Stills and Sean Connery and Annie Lennox and Usher and Ewan McGregor, and the list kept growing and growing and growing. And I didn't have to wait tables anymore. I didn't have to be a go-go dancer anymore. I didn't have to be a waiter anymore. I didn't have to do all those other things. I had my own business, just like you do now. You know, the really, really cool thing is, maybe you've heard the story or not, but along the way, you know, it was one of those jobs where I had my own apartment, rent control, awesome view of the convalescent home across the alley. You got on the roof, on the building, and on your tiptoes, you could see palm trees at the beach. I mean, how much better is it than that, you know? So, and I had a couple clients that I would train at my house, in my little apartment, you know, right downstairs from my 2 broken down cars that got broken in about every 3.5 weeks. And then one day, a mutual friend of mine says, you know, there's this guy who's coming into town, and he might start working for us, and you guys have the same sense of humor, and maybe you should meet him. His name is Carl Dyke. So my friend Ben, our mutual friend Ben, brought Carl over, and within the first half an hour, we were both like this. Oh, bro, you're so funny! I know exactly, that's so quiet. Let's go out. So, we went clubbing and we went skiing and we did all kinds of things together. Along the way, he said, you know what? I've been working for this company long enough, and they're not really focusing on the things that I want to focus on. I'm a fitness guy, you know. I did 8-minute abs, so look, you know, I know how to go to the next level. Carl, was it 8 or 7? You can't do abs in 6 minutes, I'll tell you that much. It's still a thing, you know. It's a quiz later. That's my time. I got 19 minutes. It's not a problem. Okay. So, you know, Carl and I made something early on with Debbie Sievers. Who loves Debbie Sievers?